This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Do you hear that, viewers? It's the bell. It tolls for thee. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Max Payne. In the last episode, we caught our little pigeon that tried to run away from us, but now we've been headed to the Ragnarok, you know, and yeah, a little on the nose, but nah, I'm fine with that. But now we have to deal with this like weird occultism. Looks like some. Are those people tied up, or are they dead? Actually, they do look tied up, don't they? So, anyway, let's check this little notes here they mentioned earlier. I don't know what they were called, like a little letter or something like that.
Punchinello had threatened Lupino in writing. The note had been torn to pieces, bloody fingerprints all over them.
Don't want you to think that one of my boys is not playing with a full deck. Shape up, Jack. We are running a business here. I'd hate to send the trio to strong-arm you.
The trio were the Don's notorious henchmen. It was obvious that Lupino hadn't been intimidated by the threat.
Let me guess, we're gonna have to deal with the trio at one point.
Lupino's notes covered the table.
Wait, oh, another, okay.
Jack Lupino was crazy, all right. The table was scattered with notes of demented arcane nonsense written in rusty blood. A mishmash list of demons, devils, and dark gods evoked.
Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Baphomet, Lucifer, Loki, Cthulhu, Lilith, Hela, blood given to you all.
He was after that old Faustian deal, your soul for power and fortune. Just sign on the dotted line with your blood.
Cthulhu? I never heard it pronounced that way before.
Lupino's notebook lay on the pedestal.
Man, there's a lot of notes going on around here.
Jack Lupino was crazy, all right.
Mythic wolves, let loose to devour the sun and the moon. Lupino is the wolf. I'm Mr. Beast, the big bad Fenris wolf. I'm the end of the world man, wearing the flesh of fallen angels.
After Y2K, the end of the world had become a cliche. But who was I to talk? A brooding underdog avenger alone against an empire of evil, out to right a grave injustice. Everything was subjective. There were only personal apocalypses. Nothing is a cliche when it's happening to you.
I guess that's true. You know, who would expect Max Payne would eventually go to like some crazy person who got high on his own drug, thinking that he's a demon summoner and all this other crazy stuff. I wonder when the people made the Max Payne movie, they just looked at this scene and that's all they thought. That's what Max Payne was just this stuff and then a lot of boringness, and that's it.
The flesh of fallen angels, come to me all. Astaroth, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Baphomet, Lucifer, Loki, Satan, Cthulhu, Lilith, Hela, blood to you all. Secret, living under the skin of reality. I've seen it, the corruption of flesh. Oh, I'm the wolf, yeah! I am the wolf! It's close. It's coming. You have come. A witness to the end of time. It's now! I will rise to her side. I don't need the words. I'm beyond the words.
So you done, dude? I was waiting for him to finish. Is like I didn't want to like accidentally go too far and skip the dialogue. You know, I assume it's supposed to be playing while I'm walking towards it, but in some of these games, I'm always afraid I'm gonna hit a point where I accidentally go to the next bit of dialogue and I'll cut it short. That happened a few times already in this game. So but anyway, I guess we're preparing to fight a cult worshiper at this point. You know how those all end. That doesn't look good. Well then, I'm almost expecting this place to be, like get attacked by a guy throwing fireballs at me or something like that for some reason, you know? That's just the feeling I get, but I wonder why there's a lot of ammo in this place. Yeah, it's probably nothing, right? It's not like we're gonna have a confrontation or anything with that. No. Oh yeah, more. That might as well heal ourselves completely, because, you know, the inevitable is gonna happen. I do like the design of this place, very... Yo. Oh. Ah, what the heck? Okay, I didn't expect I think it's supposed to drop down like a goddamn jack-in-the-box. Okay, yep, we finally get the confrontation. And I think the door auto-closes, yeah. So you can't, okay, what do I want to... Let me stick to Desert Eagle for a while. Because we are going to get, like, a lot of people to fall in here. What's that? Okay, got that guy. Where's the shotgun? Hey. Let's try some. I must have gotten a lucky shot. Because someone like hit me with a shot. Or I heard the shotgun blast and then I took like a bunch of damage. So I guess I got a bit unlucky there. And the game gives you plenty of ammo. At least I like that. Because I knew we were gonna get, like they were all gonna start spawning. I didn't kill all of them, did I already? Oh, they're there. Yeah, luckily they let you hide behind these things. Oh, no, I thought for a second I fell into the, where is the other one? No. So, man, I do not know why the game keeps like, keeps moving my camera like that. It could be the controller I'm using. It might be a bit wonky. This is an oldie, so I wouldn't be surprised. So far, I think I remember the first time I played this game. I think I remember, I don't know if I'd say dying, but I think I almost died multiple times, but I'm getting pretty lucky here. Ah. Ooh, got a bit of a slowdown here. I must be just getting lucky with enemy spawns and stuff like that. Yeah, let's watch the SWAT gun for a while. That's SWAT gun. Shotgun. Oh, there. I wonder if we can take a dip.
I had known there'd have to be a catch in it somewhere, and this one was the Empire State Building of catches. Lupino was pumped up and dying to go 15 rounds with a mutant alligator. And then he started this spooky monkey talk, straight from a bad dream. Mine.
I have tasted the flesh of fallen angels. I've tasted the devil's green blood. It runs in my veins. I've seen beyond the world of skin, the architecture of blood and bow and arrow. Death is coming! She is coming, and hell follows with her. This is the twilight winter. I am ready to be her son. Her time is now, and all who stand in her way must die! Die! You'll die! You'll die! Now! All die!
That's that. Okay, we gotta deal with the wolf now. Oh, gotta keep moving, because, yeah, we could easily take a lot of damage. Oh, did we? Oh, no, okay. But yeah, he has a sawed-off shotgun, just chases after us, so I have to be kind of careful. Yeah, unfortunately, it can shoot you through this, so it's just, okay. There we go, got him. Okay, technically he's more than human because he took quite a few shots to die, but he did.
When Lupino finally went down, I wanted to make real sure he'd stay that way. V was a bad monster. Turned them into friggin' zombie demons from outer space.
I think he's dead already.
Huh? And that's when it happened.
But dead or not, you've got the wrong guy.
In stepped this knockout femme fatale holding a gun to my face. I returned the favor.
Well then, it's on to, after defeating some guy crazy on things and crazy on his Valkyrie drug and thinking he's the demon, it's now time for part 2 of Max Payne.
Lisa Punchinello. Lisa Punchinello was the Don's wife.
Mona Sachs, Lisa's evil twin.
Your safety's off, evil twin. You might hurt someone with that gun of yours.
Lisa's the damsel in distress. I'm the professional. I'd blow you away without batting an eye.
Sure, and you can check out my credentials splattered all over this joint.
Jack couldn't have framed you, not the state he was in. We're after the same slime bag. Angelo Punchinello's the one who murdered your friend and framed you with it.
You know this for a fact.
I've got my sources.
I don't have a clue these days. I just shoot them as they come. Who put a contract on the Archfiend?
This one's mine. I hate the guts of that sadistic wife-beater. Why not pool our bullets for this one?
I thought you'd never ask. My finger was starting to twitch.
How do you like your whiskey?
I'm easy, as long as you don't try to slip me a Mickey.
You're a real angel, Max.
It was good stuff. Tasted sweet as honey going down.
Nothing personal. Can't risk you going berserk and getting Lisa killed.
The nightmare was always the same. Violent shapes moving in darkness, old and ugly. The killer's mad laughter was a riddle filled with wicked innuendo. Somewhere, the baby was crying.
Here we go, folks. At the beginning of Chapter 2, we find one of the most annoying parts of this game. I remember being so... Well, I don't know if I'd say frustrated, but this is one of the most annoying parts of the game, and you'll find out here in a second. But finds out he's funny how it's like I'm easy as long as you don't slip me a Mickey. Well, she slipped you a Mickey or something similar to it. Mona Sachs, the femme fatale. And the way Max and her were bantering off each other, pointing guns at each other. Man, I wish movies would still do that these days. But, oh, never mind. I'm not going to get into the details. But anyway, yeah. Remember when banter was a thing between, you know, opposing forces and, you know, the femme fatale and the main character? Man, I miss those days. Okay, anyway. So, let's mess with Max's dreamscape or whatever Mona gave him. I don't think you can actually... We don't actually have our guns here. We're just as is, but yeah, you're gonna find out that this is definitely a very psychedelic. What's going on here? I haven't taken any drugs, I swear. I hope you haven't. You're in a room, or was like you're in a hallway. Then you stopped. Yeah, do that to it.
No, please, Max. Why? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Actually, mainly the reason I don't like this part, and not because of the symbolism or what it represents, it's the crying baby. I hate crying baby sounds, like, and not for the baby's crying, more like, oh God, make it stop. No, perhaps I shouldn't say much because, you know, Max is trying to deal with his demons, you know, like, you know, the death of his child. Because I assume, you know, obviously the baby is his child who died. I think they never show it, but I assume the baby got smothered. Or strangled is probably what happened. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised Max is as reasonably put together as he is, which isn't saying much with how Max is. But I don't know if there's an obvious place to go. I think you kind of just have to go through the madhouse and just kind of see what happens. There might be certain paths you have to take, but I don't quite remember. That's another thing about the thing is it's supposed to be kind of this like weird, you know, souped up situation where Max is dealing with his demons while he's passed out, but gameplay wise especially there's a part coming up ahead that's gonna get a little frustrating too, mainly because I think when I first played it I had trouble figuring out like how to get past it really or what you're supposed to do. Hopefully I'll be able to figure it out pretty quickly this time, but we'll see what happens when however many years since I played this game will be. So I think you're supposed to try to, you know, weirdly, I'm playing this with headphones. I think you're supposed to try to follow the sound, but oh, maybe we did find it. Okay.
Should have known it when we found you snoring next to Lupino's corpse. A comedian, huh?
Thanks, Mona, for leaving me there for whoever is there to just pick me up and probably shoot me. Well, let's just say the word I'm going to call you is similar to a witch. But anyway. Yeah, thanks for leaving us there. It's not like we were friends, but, you know.
Michelle looked at me from the photo.
Okay.
The Payne family. Happiness captured in a Polaroid moment. I had thought it would last forever. Till death do us part. I didn't want to think about it. As long as I didn't, it could never happen. But I had broken my own rule. The thought had already slipped in. Fear was rusty needles poking at my brain. Cold and scaly, it slithered down my chest.
It seems like Max was a good husband and possibly would have been a good father if life hadn't done what it did. But
Pictures were filled with good old times.
one of the few times where the game doesn't do the exclamation point, you just have to kind of take his cue and check it.
Alex and I had a few moments of glory between us. Crime-fighting comrades, the best in NYPD DEA collaborative team. Good-hearted macho bullshit like that. I would have given anything to have him here as my backup. No such luck. No luck at all.
You know, because he got capped in the back of the head, so... Yeah, lost his friend and partner, and then... Well, obviously lost that later, but he lost his wife and child due to some crazy hopped-up guys, which they're to blame too, but... Valkyr, you know, because they were hopped up on that, made them go so crazy that they did that. Because even most junkies will maybe try to, you know, get some money from you for their hit, but these guys are just so crazy that, you know, that they're not in their cognitive functions. Because either someone hit them with it, or Animal Come Baby, indeed. He's... Whoa. I guess Max's head does not want him to recall his wife's dead body, I guess. At least that's what it seems like. But yeah, definitely a bunch of symbolism here. I'm no psychiatrist, but usually I can kind of guess a few things. Are we finally at the one part?
It's cartoons. Captain Baseball Bat Boy's my favorite.
Yeah, we're at this part now. I'm trying to remember. You had to... This is one of those where you have to like find the right way to go, and well, one, you can barely see the line there, but you're supposed to like, it might be later in the level, this area, but you're supposed to like jump to certain locations to get to the next area because of the way that the map works. This is where I got frustrated because I was like, where do you go? Because it'd always reset me if I got to a certain part. So we'll see if I figure it out the first time or not. And I don't think it's just the platforming, because I could have swore you had to jump into like a weird platform somewhere on the map, like fall, like you had to fall somewhere or something like that, but I don't remember. I think you can fall down through this, but if you miss the lines or whatever. But like I said, it's been a hot minute. So far, not too bad, and the baby crying actually isn't annoying me as much. I just remember when I did this when I played it younger, when I was like God, when did this game come out? When I was fresh out of high school? Actually, I'd been out of high school for like a year or so, but still, I think I remember getting super frustrated here, but now the baby crying isn't actually that bad. So, it actually stopped. Or, well, it's there every once in a while. But I remember being very frustrated. Maybe I wasn't feeling well that day or something like that. Maybe that's why I was so pissed off at this level. I just remember being really annoyed by this place as a kid. Maybe because I just wanted to get back to the action at the time, but I was an adult. Well, how old was I? Like 18, 19 or something like that? So I should have known better. I don't know. Maybe it's just, like I said, maybe I was just playing at a bad time. Maybe I played too much. I was getting taught. Ah, I fell down. Dang it. I think I have to do that again. Oh, no. No. Oh, man. That stinks. Oh, well. At least yeah, see, if you fall, you have to redo the whole thing again. And then it gets worse every time you fall, it seems like. It seems like there's more baby cryings in here instead of just the one. But now that I'm quite a bit older now, I definitely appreciate this. Well, maybe I don't 100% appreciate it, but I appreciate it more than when I was younger, just for what it represents and everything like that. So I gotta be careful that I don't super jump, because I think they changed the platforming slightly. Like you jump a little bit further and everything here than you normally would. I just have to be careful not to run too far forward. Otherwise, I fall down and have to redo it again. Okay, I have to go back. Sometimes you can guess where you have to go. Glad they didn't. I'm still glad though that they didn't have a scene like this in the second game. As far as I know, in the third game, they don't have anything like that. Mainly because the third game is it's almost kind of its own thing. Because that game isn't even done by the original people anymore. It was handed off to Rockstar, and they did the third one. And a lot of people consider the third one the best one. And I don't know about that. I mean, I like the game, but I prefer this. That's hard to say. I almost prefer the second one because it's a bit more polished than this game is. Yeah, so you could just, I don't know if you could actually do it, but I wonder if you could just jump to the other door and get to that. But anyway, that's it for that puzzle. I think there's supposed to be another one later on, but yeah, there's the baby corpse.
No, please God, no.
Because well, obviously to be not grotesque, not actually showing the baby face, but having it be covered with a cloth. But although with all the blood, maybe it did just get stabbed by the people, which is even worse. I'd rather the baby have been strangled or something like that. At least, I don't know, just, or I don't want any of that stuff to happen to baby. Let's just say that, folks. Just, but I'm trying to think of what would have been the less painful, you know. But in this case, it's supposed to be just a...
Dice them, shoot them full of holes, blow them to bits, vaporize them, disintegrate them. No matter what you do, they'll still be back, good as new.
I'm surprised they're being nice and giving me enough time to get my faculties together while I'm trying to deal with my inner demons. You know? Nope, can't open any of these.
Michelle's diary lay on the table.
It did, didn't it?
Michelle was working part-time in the district attorney's office. Her diary was open on today's entry, her handwriting all pretty curves.
An army dossier found its way to my desk yesterday. Valhalla? Isn't that a Norse myth? Something about Vikings? I tried to tell Max about it, but he was busy, that cute frown on his brow. Guess it's nothing, just a mix-up at the courier service.
From now on, I would always find time for her. It was a hollow promise. Too little, too late.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20.
Max, no, please, Max. Why? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Murderer! You killed her!
Nothing like that ever happens in the real world.
Now, we've escaped hell to only be brought back to reality, which may not be worse. In Part 2, A Cold Day in Hell, Chapter 1, The Baseball Bat.
I woke up in a bad dream. My head felt 2 sizes too small for my brain.
Max Payne. I envy your name.
And the killer was smiling.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Frankie the Bat Niagara.
Niagara, as in you cry a lot? He had a baseball bat and I was tied to a chair. Pissing him off was the smart thing to do.
Nothing wrong with a little laugh now and then. Take me, for example. I love to watch cartoons. Cartoon violence is a fascinating thing. Let's take a break. I need to take a leak and maybe grab a cold one at the bar. Don't worry. I'll be back to finish this off. And then, it's checkout time.
You play, you pay, you bastard. He swaggered out, and the door clanged shut behind him, locks clicking into place. Everyone makes mistakes. Mine hadn't been to crack jokes about the goon with the bat. He'd have cracked my skull regardless. It hadn't even been to trust a girl with a gun. I had blindly gone after the first bad guy on my hit list when I should have been aiming further up the ladder, at the head of the Punchinello family. I couldn't bring myself to be pissed at Mona. Guess I had a soft spot for a pretty face. But when somebody decides to play baseball with your head, you tend to get sore. They had dragged me back to the basement of Lupino's hotel. I was beaten, bruised, and blue. I felt like the chair I had broken to get free. had was Niagara's bat, sticky with my own blood.
Well, now that Max has survived his deal, his confrontation with the Angel Eater himself and his own personal demons, now he's stuck here back in reality with the goons and just a bat to his name. Will we make it out of this place with a home run, or will we take a bullet to the head and strike out? Find out next time in the next episode of Max Payne. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.